Alright, welcome to the grind. My name's Eric, and yeah, let's get started. Basically just wanted to do a quick stream talking about some of the spoilers, get some of your guys ideas on these new spoilers, a little bit of live feedback on spoilers, that sort of thing. I think that's going to be a lot more fun than just here's one person and then I don't know. I think it'll be fun, and everyone puts out spoiler content, so it's kind of part of it. So let's have some fun with that at least, and then we're gonna jump into Arena, and then we're gonna play some play a little bit of my mono blue deck. I'm gonna show it to you guys. I have also decided I'm not going to be playing ranked on camera, right? Not until at least I've got. Like I'm Mythic at least, and then once I'm Mythic, I think that it'll be easy to get back there. But as of right now, I'm on the climb up, so I'm not actually going to play ranked matches on screen, but I will play my deck for you guys in some non-ranked best of ones, and we'll go from there. But for now, we've got to talk about some spoilers, right? Like this one is. This one's going to be big for me right here. Like, oh man, oh, I'm thinking either Mardu or Grixis, and or maybe Mardu blue or Grixis white. Like, I don't know, right? Well, we've got Anguish and we've got Mortify, Justin. We've got instant speed, destroy target artifact, creature, or planeswalker. Whoa, what? Oh, John, my bad. Hashtag John for some love, right? Should have been like hashtag John gets no love, right? But yeah, black, red, not bad at all. Definitely standard playable. The point was made to me that this is kind of good because it will like keep this out of like the Esper decks. Unless they're going to be like Esper Red. Oh my goodness, could we see that? Is the mana going to be sweet enough for 4-color decks? Are we going to be able to do that? Oh my goodness, I can't wait. This is going to be interesting. I can't wait to see where the meta evolves. Like I always think the meta is like super powerful and fun when we're in 4-color like in 4-color mode, where everyone's playing like Abzan Blue, or Jeskai Black, or whatever. It was a lot of fun. Like that was some of the most fun I've ever had. Other than Innistrad Block and Mirrodin Block, man, Mirrodin Block was sweet. Sweet enough for you, but you're greedy. Well, what do you think about the idea of these Rakdos decks or Rakdos, like anything black based that has some red in it? Is going to just have inherent artifact removal, right? Like not like anything double black that can produce double black has Vraska's Contempt anyway right now at 4 mana to be able to deal with planeswalkers, which you're normally not worried about exiling them. So this will be cheaper than that, but it does restrict you. You have to run red, but for that benefit, you just get this natural artifact hate, and I think that's going to be pretty good. That was some of the most complicated standard. Oh, but it was so good. Oh, it was so good. Like you had an infinite combo in the format with Rally the Ancestors. You had the spirit or the Bant Spirits deck that, I mean, it's basically modern Bant Spirits right now. Coco Spirits, or you also had Coco Humans. Well, I mean, Collected Company was printed, so yeah, you had Collected Company, you had Mantis Rider. It was a good time. It was a good time. Must have been for Grixis for sure. You think this is for Grixis? I mean, They compare it to Terminate, Dreadbore, and Petrify. Putrefy. My bad. I can't read. You guys know that. This card is good. Is a good alternate for Vraska's Contempt and Rekdos. I think so, and I think the Grixis decks are going to run it. I think this is going to be in the Mardu decks. The reason I think there's going to be a Mardu deck is because you also have like Mortify, right? I mean, destroy target creature or enchantment. Like that's why I think like Grixis White. Like you would splash for this. Okay, I'm going to pop that Ixalan's Binding, and then go right back to work. Like so, if you could produce the mana, you know, Grixis White would be pretty sick. That's cool. The two alternate versions of the card. That's cool. Boy, Santa's over getting down, isn't he? Anyway, you know, Mortify is going to be good. Mardu's going to get a sick variety of decks. Oh yeah, because like you're going to get all the benefits from like the new Rakdos Guild, which is going to be kind of aggressive, but you know you're also going to be, you know, getting the Orzhov control spells or aggressive creatures like. So like you may have this like Mardu Aristocrats build, you may have a Mardu Control build using like you know, enchantments and mortifies and anguishes with like Angrath as you know your finishers. There's going to be some really cool decks spring up, and I can't wait to see what you guys brew up. You like that the promos have actually been playable? Yeah, that just shows Wizards is listening, right? So I mean that's something you always gotta love, that Wizards is listening. Mortify though, Mardu removal. Well, maybe we even end up with like Mardu Hate Bears. Look at this thing, Tithe Taker, right? 2 mana, 2/1. So fits in the aggressive builds. This is going to help out the White Weenie deck. During your turn, spells your opponent cast cost 1 more to cast, and abilities your opponent activate cost 1 more to activate unless they're mana abilities. Plus this thing's got Afterlife, so if you kill it, they get a token. Like, gee, this thing's good. This thing's really good. Pledged into the service for Orzhov though, so I mean, gets that Afterlife. I mean, it's human. You're only worried about them playing on like, so slows settled down a turn, slows you know, a lot of cards down a turn. I don't know. It seems good. Do I think green black can still survive? Oh yeah, yeah. The deck is going to remain like the fairest of them all. Green black can only pick up an extra good green creature or an extra good black creature. The power level of just being able to churn through your deck, having perfect answers for like everything. I don't think green black is going anywhere. I think green black is going to be like Winding Constrictor was, which was the last green black deck we had. It was a fair deck. It did some kind of unfair stuff, you know, like having 9 power on turn 4, but I definitely think that our current Golgari deck is going to be a lot like our last Golgari deck. It was there since the beginning of the format. The first couple sets that come out, it really defined, and you know, we had this Winding Constrictor deck, and no matter what, through all the bannings, through everything else, like through all the teamer, oh my goodness, the teamer exploits, the copycat deck, through Mardu vehicles, like, and I know these aren't in order, but you know, and then the next version of Teamer Energy, like through all of that, Aetherworks Marvel, through all of those decks, there was always this Winding Constrictor deck. And I think that our current Golgari deck's going to follow that pattern. It's just really good and has a, you know, nice curve to it. Has ways to attack from multiple angles, ways to stabilize really well. Has a lot of tools in the colors, so I don't think that the Golgari deck's going anywhere. Do I think it will stay Golgari? Maybe not. The deck will probably evolve. If mana is smooth enough, the deck will probably evolve into Jund or truly evolve into Sultai. Once we get you know, the rest of the lands. It would take like an extra creature or something or something else in blue to really pull the deck towards blue. But I could see it going for red. I mean, can you imagine the Golgari deck splashing red if for nothing else but, you know, Anguish? I think it'll be cool. Gate decks will dominate. I think that there will be a couple decent gate decks. This gruntled. I want to say this. No, never mind. Moving on. Yes, I think that's kind of the point. Like, it slows them down. Tithe Taker, you know, slows down that Settle the Wreckage. It slows down, you know, their other board sweepers. You play it on turn 2. They can't even play. They can't play counter spells on turn on your turn. So yeah, it might be pretty sweet. Blood Sun. That could work. I mean, if a lot of decks have red in them, it wouldn't be out of the question for them to, you know, splash. But what does Blood Sun say? Blood Sun says, when Blood Sun enters the battlefield, draw a card. All lands lose all abilities except for mana abilities. It doesn't do anything to a gate deck. I mean, it just makes the gate decks like not come in tap. They're still gates. Like, it wouldn't hurt them. Maybe like play it in a gate deck so that your mana just doesn't come in tap. Maybe. I got you. All right, I get what you're saying, because you know they lose the ability where they come in tap, and now they're just a gate. It doesn't seem bad. I mean, I like the idea of it for sure. But unless you got a really good gate payoff, I don't think it's worth it, because I mean, you could just make all the tap lands, all split lands come in untap right now, and there's no real benefit to that. But I do think we'll get a 5-color gate deck. Did you guys see Lavinia? What do you think about Lavinia? Pretty cool card. Alright, so I had to read this card a couple times, right? 1 blue, 1 white. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with converted mana cost greater than the number of lands that player controls. So if you're trying to use like Artificial Ramp or something like that to get into something like you know, Mana Rocks, that sort of thing, then this is going to stop you. Like, you're going to have to actually at least have that many lands. So this is going to be pretty good. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. So if you got some kind of way to, like, let's say Sunbird's Invocation, right? Like, this just shuts down Sunbird's Invocation, stuff like that. Yeah, well, if they're land-based ramp decks, it does not. But you play this on turn 2. They're not using Llanowar Elf to play Carnage Tyrant a turn early. Or, okay, let's get quicker than that. Stompy's not playing a turn 2 Stillleaf Champion. If you go, here, turn 2 Lavinia, like, they go Llanowar Elf, you have to be on the play to stop that, though. But you would still slow it down a turn, which is pretty sweet. I mean, having a turn 2 answer to Llanowar Elf seems really good on the play. So, you know, gives you more time. So, this card stops Mirari's Conjecture? No, it doesn't. How does this stop Mirari's Conjecture? And it's just non-creature spells. So, like, as far as the can't cast it without the converted. Oh, wow, okay. So it wouldn't stop Carnage Tyrant early. It wouldn't stop any of the other. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with converted mana cost greater. Ooh. Well, that just got worse. So you can't, like, ramp into more ramp. Like, okay, I didn't see that part at first. You love that they print Tron hate every set. So Tron plays World Breaker or Ulamog. It doesn't stop that. Ramp into Banefires. Oh man, that was a good time, wasn't it? You guys remember the Pyromancer's Goggles deck? Goggles Ramp? Oh man, that was a cool deck. I had that deck. Ramping into Eldrazi and stuff. Man, Eldrazi Ramp's always fun. Yeah, yeah. It's whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter it. So the double cost spells have no mana spent, but you don't cast copies. Like, you're going to cast the first one, and you're going to spend mana to cast the first one, but you don't cast copies. So, so it won't stop that. But I don't know. Like, what does this really stop? I mean, okay, so they can't Ugin against Tron, and Tron goes, well, fine, Ulamog. Yeah. Yeah, I read this card wrong like a bunch. You guys think about the art? This one's pretty cool. I like this one. I like peeking through, you know, spying. Or, I guess she's a renegade, so... Is it a she? Lavinia? It's a she, right? Looks like a she. Kinda. Is this a woman? Is Lavinia a woman? Alright, we're going to move on. Yeah, I read that card wrong a few times. Ooh, Zagana. This is one a lot of you guys were talking about earlier. You guys were talking about Merfolk. Zagana, Utopian Speaker. You'll just stick to Grixis, James? Sounds good. Zagana, Utopian Speaker. When it enters the battlefield, if you control another creature with a +1/+1 counter on it, draw a card. Alright, so 4 mana, 4/4. And it has an ability. Okay, so wait. If you have another creature with a 1/1 counter on it, it checks when it enters the battlefield. So the ability doesn't even go on the stack. Like, just state-based effects will check, I guess. Like, so it'll enter the battlefield and check. So you wouldn't be able to, like, play this after a Deep-Rooted Elite if you had no +1/+1 counters. Like, if you didn't make a 3-drop, and you had a Deep-Rooted Elite with no +1/+1 counters on it, and then you played Zagana, and you put the Deep-Rooted Elite trigger on the stack, you wouldn't get the Zagana trigger, enter the battlefield trigger. Like you wouldn't be able to stack that into a way to do that. So that feels bad that you can't do that. So you have to have another, like, play between Deep-Rooted Elite and a Zagana. So no turn 3, then no go on Zagana. I know somebody's gonna, like, get me for the way I'm pronouncing this. In a Merfolk deck, she always draws you a card and can become an 8/8 like 2 turns after. This is true. This is true. Like, the problem with that is you would have to make sure that you're not putting, like, Deep-Rooted Elite or any other kind of, like, you can't put triggers on this until you're ready to pay for it. Otherwise, you can't do it. So if this creature has no +1/+1 counters on it, so you have to leave it a 4/4 until you get the 6 mana, which means, like, you have to leave it open to Lava Coil until you're ready to do it, right? So I want you to think about that, right? Like, if you want to use the Adapt 4 ability at all on curve, like, so you want to use this on 6 after you've made, like, a bunch of plays on 5 or whatever, then, yeah. Oh, Dive Down. Okay, you use Dive Down to protect it. So then you're not playing it on curve at all then. Right, okay. Like, I don't even think this fits in the curve with ramp or anything. The last card stops... It does. It does. That is a... the last card stops Omniscience. Omniscience. Oh man, I can't say that card. I hate trying to pronounce the name of that card. Deep Root, Donna's Climb, other ways to get much faster. Yes, understood. I think there's better plays you can make than this. I mean, I almost say if you're going to have a deep rooted lead on the battlefield, like Silvergill into Silvergill is better than this. Like, instead of playing 6 mana, like, you just want to keep playing creatures. I do like the fact that it draws a card, though, so. Not bad. They got it compared to Prime Speaker Zagana. No, no. This ain't no Prime Speaker Zagana. Prime Speaker was great. When you enter the battlefield with X +1/1 counters on it, where X is the greatest power amongst other creatures you controlled. When you enter the battlefield, draw a card equal to its power. Man, this, like, I have drawn so many cards off this thing. It was great. Like, you'd have like a 5-power dude down, and then you just like drop it and go. So this is much quicker, much lower to the ground. So the extra effect, the part I didn't mention though, each creature you control with a +1/1 counter on it has trample. Maybe we should lean on that part a little bit more, right? Because it's printed on the card, it's an ability. That's why. Yeah, each creature you control with a +1/1 counter on it has trample. It's a static ability, right? So you have a static ability, you have a triggered ability, and then you have an activated ability. Wow, this is a great card for trying to teach somebody the difference in abilities. Holy cow, it's got 3 of them. All right, so it's always giving your creatures with +1/1 counters on them trample. All right, that's a static ability. That's pretty cool. I'll have to remember that. So if I ever got to explain this to anyone, just pull up Zagana. Like, it's got all 3. Let's remember that when we're trying to teach people to play Magic, right? Because we're always wanting to bring our friends into Magic and stuff like that. The card's meh. If it wasn't for the trample part, the card would be butt. Welcome up, Rush. Welcome to the stream here, Rush. It's butt. It's butt. It's butt. Well, I don't like. Were we able to talk about what Spectacle was last time? Well, you know, remember when I was butchering, you know, Simic Ascendancy? I was saying like Ancestry or something like that. Anyway, boy, I caught it in the comments over that one, and in chat. You guys, what do you think about Rick's Mighty Reveler? Mighty? You think it's a May? Like, no, it's not May. Like, what's the double A? Mighty? Like Mazda? Yeah, I guess. Mighty. I'm going to say Rick's Mighty Reveler. Pretty cool little card here. When it enters the battlefield, discard a card, then draw a card. If it was, if you paid its Spectacle cost, then discard your hand, draw 3 cards. Not like a Bedlam Reveler, but it's a Reveler. You're going to draw 3 cards. If you don't have any cards in hand and you know you ping them for 1, then you play this for 4 mana, draw 3 cards. That doesn't seem bad. That doesn't seem bad at all, especially like when you're hellbent. So if you're playing an aggressive deck, the other cool part about it is it enters the battlefield, discard a card, and draw a card. So play this on turn 2, fix your hand a little bit in a red deck that pulled a bunch of lands that didn't want all these lands. You know, like that seems like this is going to be a really playable card, even without its Spectacle cost. I mean, remember Abbot of Carroll Keep? We didn't even get to keep that card in hand. We just got to see it and cast it if we happen to be ready for it. And, you know, that was a really good card. This is a 2/2 for 2. So, sorry to go, but Lavinia stops all... Sorry to go back, but Lavinia stops all these cards in Standard currently. Omnispell Adept? No, it does not. That's a creature. Oh, okay. Casting spells off of Omnispell Adept. Alright, sorry. You're right. Kara, I'll continue reading. Omnipotence. Atali. Sunbird's Invocation, Joda, and Chaos Wand. So Lavidia is not going to be played in Standard because no one's playing those cards. I mean, there's some Omniscience. There's some Omni decks floating around, but not many. There's some Sunbird's Invocations decks floating around. I guess there's some people playing with those cards, but you know, doesn't stop Thrawn's Temporal Gateway. No, it does not, because it just says like put it into your hand. You're not casting it. Yeah. All right. It doesn't stop Joda. You pay mana to cast cards with Joda. You just can pay all 5 colors to cast them instead. I don't think it stops Joda. Oh, you're gonna make me pull up Joda. Joda says you may pay white, blue, black, red, green rather than pay the mana cost for spells that you cast. So you're still paying it. But I think it deals with everything else. So yeah. I think the Rick's Mighty Reveler is going to get some play. I think it's good. I do think it's good. It actually can stop Joda. It stops non-creature spells cast for... Okay, fair enough. Like, if you're trying to catch some big stuff that you don't have all the mana for, then yeah, it could hinder Joda, but not gonna like just flat out stop it. All right, so Simic Ancestry, we talked about that one. And Imperialist Oligarch. What? How do you say that? Oligarch? What? Whatever. Vigilance 2/1, 4/2, or Orzhov colors. Afterlife 1. Just a common. Nothing like major, but what do you guys think about the Afterlife ability? Like, Wizards put a video out saying that if it had multiple Afterlife, that it would actually just be multiple plus, like the lore was you had multiple souls or something like that. So I don't, like, how do you get multiple souls? Maybe since you're in the Orzhov, maybe since you're in Orzhov, you've stolen some souls or something like that. I guess it would be Dimir. I don't know. Collected souls as payment, so you have a couple extra souls on you. So maybe an Afterlife. I hope that's not the big ability on the guild leader, Abzadat. He's got to be able to like exile or something. All right. Did we talk about the Firewheeler? I think we did. Arrow Monculus. Wow. Yeah, I think that's right. Simic colors in 1, flying, pay 4, add up 1. So gives you something to do on turn 4 if you don't have anything else to do. Homunculus Mutant, creature type. I don't got a lot to say about this one. It's just common, right? Like, nothing. Yeah. Tom Riddle had 8. What? We do get to see, the English version of Light Up the Stage. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until end of turn. You may play those cards. This is not bad. I mean, it's not homunculus. But it's Aeromonculus. Yeah, it's... Yeah. I'm sorry. I like you... What's it called? Brotherhood. I'm drawing a blank. I wasn't a big fan. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I know, like, so many of you are just getting mad at me right now. Alchemist, Metal, Full Metal Alchemist. Oh my goodness. Homunculus. I kind of roll over the N. Like, I don't put more abbreviation on the N in homunculus. Homunculus, but I'm trying to say it. Anyway, we've also got the Rafter Demon, which is a 4-mana 4/2, but if you pay its spectacle cost, each opponent discards a card, right? Enters the battlefield. If its spectacle cost was paid, each player discards a card. The problem is like, you may cast this spell for its spectacle cost rather than its mana cost if an opponent lost life this turn. So it's like your early creatures get better late game if you were able to hit them. So, oh man, this seems strange, right? Like, I'm hoping that we're just seeing like the worst of these spectacle creatures, and that there's you know, there's like some 2-mana homunculus. Gotcha. All right, I'm not going to try to get into a pronunciation war over homunculus. Like Rafter Demon, like are all of these going to be demons that are? This is pronouncing magic cards with SideboardMTG. Yeah, that's it. Like, are all these cards going to be like more for the price? Like, does that mean that the Rakdos will be like the good ones? Because I'm assuming like this is not a good one. This is just a common. Like, I'm hoping that there's going to be like at least 1 or 2 good rare, you know, Rakdos cards that have the spectacle ability. And if that is the thing, then, or maybe like 1 red one, 1 Rakdos one, and 1 black one that has the ability. And if that's the case, then like hopefully they're low costed so that we can put them in decks and play them. And then like if you draw them late game, and you know, it's not just this other, you're not just hitting a 2/1, but you're hitting maybe, you know, a creature that has even more value. So the later the game goes, the more value you get, which is kind of like opposite of what you want to do in a control, I mean, an aggro deck or something, but it would work really well for mid-range. So I don't know. I don't know if yeah. You're ready to see how Rakdos himself is going to look? I hope he's going to be really good, but I'm hoping he doesn't cost more than 5 mana. I'm hoping he's like 4-drop and is just mean. Because we've got some mean 5-drops and 6-drops, but if he's not as good as Doom Whisperer, I'm going to be mad, right? Like, he's Rakdos, for crying out loud. We talked about the Haunt of Hightower, and we talked about the Gate Colossus. That's all we've gotten so far. We do have some beautiful artwork here on the lands that has been spoiled. Just beautiful artwork of the cities in Ravnica. So pretty cool. Give us the PWs, Watsy. What? All right. So let's go. Let's go. I promised everyone that I would show off my mono blue deck, or like at least get you guys the deck list, that sort of thing. So I guess we'll do a quick deck tech of the mono blue, a mono blue deck that you guys have been watching, and then that'll be it for the night. You think? Yeah, they've not given us anything. Gruel. Anything. He wants them to reveal the Planeswalker. Oh, the Planeswalkers. My bad. My mind is trying to control so many other things right now that figuring out abbreviations. Give us the Planeswalkers. So what color Planeswalkers do you think we'll get? Like, do you think we're getting, like, there's some rumor that we might get another Dovin Bond, that Dovin Bond's coming. Like, do you think we'll get, what do you think we'll get? Like, I'm just asking you guys, like, what color Planeswalkers do you think we're going to get in this set? Dovin Bond for sure. Yeah, like, I spent way too much effort trying to get pronunciations. Yeah. Oh, I need to win this last one. Maybe we'll do that before we get off here. And we'll just get our last one for the day. Gold tier 2, working on it. Just hit gold tier 2, and I was like, that's it. I'm going to bed. Didn't take too long. Like, it was pretty sweet. Got 42 days left to hit Mythic. The question is once you guys hit Mythic, are you even going to play ranked anymore? Like, does rank just stop for you once you get Mythic gold, or sorry, Mythic tier? Like, how are you guys going to do that? Oh, Domri. Sweet. Who's Kaya? What? Who is Kaya? I gotta check this out. Is this a real card? Each opponent loses what? Is this a real card? That's conspiracy. Alright. So that's okay, so that's who Kaya is. She's a rogue of some sort. An Orzhov rogue. Okay. Ghost assassin. I didn't even know who Kaya was. Had no clue this this planeswalker existed. No clue. Alright. So, I've got... I'll show you guys the best of one Drake's deck here soon. She's from Conspiracy too. Gotcha. Like everyone, there's conspiracy, conspiracy, conspiracy. Essentially, she murdered the Ghost Council. Ooh. You prefer to jam events? I've got multiple things coming up tomorrow. Like, because I've just been grinding on this, I'm completing all my quests and everything else. We've got some gold saved up, so we can go get into a draft tomorrow. Traditional draft, ranked Dominaria draft. I need more Dominaria cards, and drafting Dominaria is only 5k, so maybe we'll do a ranked draft, which is probably where I should put all of my gold into, is doing the ranked draft. So do I think that I'll be drafting enough to actually hit a high rank? Probably not. So just do it. All right. That was spoiled now makes Release to the Wind an amazing card. The blue-white card that was spoiled now makes Release to the Wind an amazing card. Oh, yes, because they can't just replay the card. Yeah, that's not horrible. Yeah. That's a good piece of tech there, Mangle. You have a really nasty Golgari deck in Arena. Try to walk away and not stumble. Hey. Alright. Yeah, it's pretty sweet tech. You just went 5-1 with Is It Drake's? Which Drake's deck are you playing? I'm curious. Are you playing the one with dive down, spell pierce? Like, that's basically what I want to know. Like, what's your dive down and spell pierce count in your Is It Drake's deck? Or are you even playing those and you're playing like Arclight Phoenix? Are you doing the Arclight Phoenix version, the Nib Mizzet version, or like the new evolution of Drake's? It's technically Grixis now with the Discovery Dispersals in it. So you'd love for Arena to do something like a mini campaign following the lore of each set. See, that would be pretty cool. Like, as you won or beat opponents, like, you would just get these little stories. But man, that would take a lot of art, wouldn't it? That would take a lot of like work in putting these sets out. Like, they would have to have an entire other team to do something like that. But they're putting a lot of money into Arena, and that would definitely make, like, giving us some like some storyline in the game. Like, I don't know how they would do that, but that sounds like that would be a lot of fun. All right, so I'm starting to get a lot more positive about Arena. For one fact, I don't want to let you guys mull this over a little bit. I'll pull up my mono blue list and let you guys look at it for a moment while I talk about this. This is it. This is the deck. It's so simple. It's just straightforward. Here you go. Right, like Duels of the Planeswalker. Yeah, I think it would be good. It'd show love for the product. Absolutely, it would. You're running 3 Dive Down, 2 Galvanic Punch, and an Escapable Blaze. Wow. So for my best of 1 version of the deck of Izzet Drakes, I'm running Fiery Cannonade in the main board, and it has been great. I got a question for you guys. Like I lost my other train of thought. Sorry. Moving on. You play the Arclight Phoenixes, 4 Drakes, 2 Mystics, 1 Niv. Yeah, I've got a Mystic in my Drakes deck too. I think it's pretty good. But all right, so if you guys are climbing the ladder, let me know, like, how much you've run into the same deck, especially if you're watching this afterwards and you're watching this video. Leave it in the comments or something. Have you noticed that as you're playing, like while you're in silver, and everyone I've talked to, they will tell me, man, I'm just seeing all of this deck, and I ask them, well, what rank are you? And they say the same things based on the decks they've played. And I've been trying to pay attention to it, and it seems like the early forms of silver, like, so bronze is just everything. Like, bronze is a madhouse. It's fun. That's like staying bronze means you get to play against all the decks, just all kinds of fun. It doesn't get boring. You're not playing all these specific matchups. But when I was playing, like, as soon as I hit silver, I started running into nothing but red deck, right? And then as I was starting to get through silver, I started running into a lot of like at the end of silver, like, so silver 4 and 3 were red decks. Silver 2, or like 2 into 1, just became a lot of Golgari. And I was getting different opponents and stuff, and like I started playing a lot of Golgari, and then as I got into on into gold, and I was making my way through gold, Golgari was at the beginning of gold, and then I started hitting a bunch of mono white, and like as I was hitting the mono white decks, that was kind of like where I'm at right now. I've just been hitting nothing but mono white until I hit gold 2, and then gold 2 I started hitting the Izzet Drakes decks. So I played 1 game in gold 2, lost, and I was like, okay, I'm going to bed. But like I hit a Izzet Drakes deck, so I'm curious if I continue playing in gold 2, am I going to start hitting the same thing, or I guess what I'm trying to ask the community and everything, do you think that the decks are naturally going to ladder themselves? Like, if people only play 1 deck, or is that deck going to ladder itself? Or do you think people are going to have multiple decks and like climb the ladder with multiple decks, and you could just run into anything at any particular level? Like, or do you think the best of 1 series, like, it's literally the decks are going to ladder themselves? Like, what do you guys think? Let me know. If you're here in chat right now, let me know. Like, what do you think? Anyway, so my mono blue deck, pretty straightforward, man. I'm running 4 Mistcloak Herald, 4 Siren Storm Tamers, 4 Curious Obsessions, 3 Dive Down, 4 Opt, and 2 Spell Pierce. All right, that's my 1-drops. 21 1-drops. And then I've got 9 2-drops here. Merfolk Tricksters as a 4 of. I've got a single Blink of the Eye because like I need to be able to like blink certain targets. I like having this in the deck. I've got a single Essence Scatter because I needed just a little bit more against creatures. This was originally the 3rd Spell Pierce. And then 3 Chart, of course, because I needed to make a little bit of room for Murmuring Mystic. And I'm finding that in the best of 1 decks, I'm really wanting Murmuring Mystic. So Tempest Jam, Murmuring Mystic, and Wizard's Retort, and then 20 lands. Straightforward. That's the deck. That's 100% blue. 22 non-creatures and 18 creatures. Like it's pretty straightforward. So you just made gold tier 1. Oh, sweet, dude. Over the last tier, how were you running into a lot of Is It Drake's decks? Just curious, Disgruntled. I'm just going to call you Disgruntled. I can't seem to get this gruntled out. I'm tongue-tied tonight. What about Nexus of Fate? Because you made a deck making it easier to cast it if you use the Surveil ability. So Murmuring Mystic has actually won me a ton of games, guys. You were running into him in silver. Okay. Like Murmuring Mystic for me is just, it's been my way of being able to catch up and stabilize, and then like you just get a good finish in against the mono white decks and stuff like that. The mono white decks have been a little bit of a nightmare for me, but I'm hoping that I can just keep trudging through those. But that seemed to be all I was running into yesterday as I was grinding up gold. You won a lot of your games today, just making bird after bird. Yeah, Murmuring Mystic is broken. There's a lot of decks that cannot beat it. Yeah, I mean, like, you think Niv Mizzet's good, and I'm not saying Murmuring Mystic's better than Niv Mizzet. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But you think it's good because you're making, you're doing 1 point of damage. Well, you're making a dude that sticks around. Like, you're making blockers. Like, you're casting Dive Down on your Murmuring Mystic, countering their History of Benalia's or their Ixalan's Bindings, and like making dudes. It's good, and that 5 toughness body is definitely something to think about. We seem to be dropping frames. We might be dropping a few. It seems to be coming back up now, though. Yeah, I might have had a few frames. So anyway, yeah, this is my deck. The link is in the description box if you guys want to check it out. Deck's really cheap as far as rares go. Like, I don't even like what rares are in this deck. Is it? Yeah, there we go. 4 Tempest Gens. There you go. 4 rare deck. And this has got to be one of the best Game 1 decks. Yeah. That's it. That's the only rare in the deck. It's Tempest Gen. So 4 rare deck. It's pretty sweet. I like it. I like it a lot. Curious Obsession is just an uncommon. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. All right, guys. That's all I've got for tonight. I just wanted to get like a spoiler. I wanted to talk about the spoilers with you guys. I'm hoping that everyone will give me something in the comments. We'll continue the conversations in the comments and stuff. Just going to try to start doing this as the after show to fill that extra little bit of time, especially when we get early. Again, not going to be playing ranked on screen. I will play ranked draft on screen. I'll draft all day long. I don't like, as long as like I've got the gold to buy the drafts. We'll do the drafts. I don't care. But it does worry me that like if there's just no point in being mythic if you're not mythic in both tiers, then that's gonna break my heart, right? Because the only way you could actually play the amount of games that I've played in ranked would be to draft. So, and that would cost so much money to play that many games. It would cost so much money because you can only earn so much gold. So, thought we was grinding. No, I don't have to. I just wanted to show you guys my deck, talk to you guys about the spoilers, and go from there. I really wanted to play a game or two, but all right, we'll go play one game. We'll go play a game. I need to win one more to finish the quest, so. No. Platinum comes after gold. Yeah, and we've got like 8 ticks in platinum. Like we got 7 in gold, or 6 in gold, something like that. Man, so we get an extra tick. Like, you got to win more games to get platinum. So, and then we've got to go through platinum, and then go through go to mythic, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like, is there any point? Like, can you build a buffer in mythic? I hope that there's a buffer zone that you can build in mythic. Like, you can't get rid of this hand. You can't not keep this hand. Even our opponent's going first. This is a good hand. Even if we play Tempest Gen on turn 4. Yeah, quest grinds get wild cards. Like, I'll do quest grinds with you guys. Like, we'll build decks, whatever. Like, okay, we don't need, like, we need to do red-white spells or something. I'm not going to trade the quest in. We'll just build a red-white deck, and we'll do some grinding there. Like, it may not be like the exact show that we want to do, but I don't think that I'm going to be able to play on the level I need to play on and talk to chat. Like, I just don't think I'm going to be able to do it. You make one mistake, man, and you just went down a rank. Right, once I get to Mythic, there's no reason to be ranked. So you just show that you've got Mythic rank, and then you just, yeah. So as soon as you get Mythic, you just stop. You stop playing ranked. Is that how that works? Blue-white. Chart a course op. I'm intrigued. What if you have Niv Mizzet, Murmuring Mystic, and Omniscience on the field? Will you get infinite birds? At least as much cards as in your library? Not really. Am I worried about this? I am not worried about the Siren Storm Tamer. That will be a punt if there's a opt on top of my library. Do I want that? I've only got 20 lands in this deck, so yeah, I want that. I don't have other card draws, so I'm going to keep the land. Sweet, another land. Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted. So we just play another Siren Storm Tamer, and then we'll have like protection for our Tempest Gen, I guess. Maybe, kinda. I want him to have that. There's supposed to be a rank degradation along with the prizes. Okay, makes sense. Kind of figured that was coming. That's why I didn't play the Curious Obsession. You can now see why I don't usually show chat on Arena. Oh, that's right. We've got chat up on Arena. Oh, that's right. Boom. There we go. I normally don't show chat on Arena. Oh, man. Did I just get blown away right here? I'm going for it. Should I go both? Should I just do both? Let him know the coast is clear. Like, do we bluff with this land or just put it down and hit him for 8? Let's do it. YOLO. Carpe diem. Yeah. See, I would have played that like super slow, but it's not what people wants to see. Like if I'd have played it super slow, I would have had a Merfolk Mystic, a Mistcloak Herald, Merfolk Mystic, Mistcloak Herald, and would still had one left. Yeah. Jareth Miles. Right. You think that's funny, don't you, Jareth? Got blown out. Right. We're going to get milled. Man. He is milling us so hard right now. And we already churned through the deck. $34 left in deck. What's up, Jack? Yeah, I should have hung on to that second one. GG, gotcha. Right. Probably does. What are our outs? We had land, Charter Course. All right. He's going to revitalize. We still got Tempest Gens in the deck. What else did he put in the deck? We still have Tempest Gens in the deck. Don't know if that's going to matter much. Oh, look at that. Sweet. Just home for the holidays. I'm good, sir. I'm good. Currently getting mailed out, which never feels good, but I'm good. Losing to land destruction's worse than losing to mill, right? Because then like you can't even play what you get off the top of your deck, right? You're just sitting there looking at your cards. Then like you're holding them. We might as well be holding them. Still have a few Tempest Gens. Oh, there went our Murmuring Mystic. Okay. All right. So I mean, this is at least a thought or a shot. The problem is like we can't really do anything with the seal away unless we get something. So I mean, I guess I just have to let him keep milling me. We'll play it with the kicker. $14 cards left. Not the greatest thing in the world. Losing to a 13-year-old wearing a fedora and a lisp to honor of the pure. Rain was a good kid, man. Rain's a good kid. Well, we can spell pierce this seal away. Alright, that's going to be game, guys. Okay, still on the Alright, Niv Mizzet draws you a card when a player casts a spell or instant. An instant or sorcery spell. Omniscience allows you to cast cards without paying mana. Murmuring Mystic creates a 1/1 blue bird when you play a spell. Okay, so you don't get as many, like, you've got to remember, you've got lands that you're going to draw. You have other Niv Mizzets, other Murmuring Mystics that you're going to draw. Anything that's not an instant or sorcery is not going to make a bird. Not going to trigger Niv Mizzet. So, I mean, there'd be some deck construction things that you'd want to get around there, but I don't think that... See, that's the thing, is at that point, Omniscience is just a win more card. Like, if you're going to fill the deck up with a bunch of instants and sorceries, like you wanting those to be really early in the game, like you're not wanting to run, you know, a whole bunch of 5-mana instants and sorceries like inescapable. Like you're not going to run 4 inescapable blaze just because you have a, you know, a turn 9 omniscience. You're gonna, hey, I think I said it right. But anyway, like I don't think that just seems like a big win more thing. Mangle. Like, if you already have a Murmuring Mystic and a Niv Mizzet on the battlefield, like, are you worried about anything else? But I get you could probably run less of them if you could just get the Omniscience down, and then you just start casting cards from your hand, and you like hit the Niv Mizzet eventually. So, I don't know. I mean, like, at that point, you get to do some pretty cool things and go, okay, well, I'll pay you this 7-mana sorcery that says draw 7 cards, and like Niv Mizzet deals 7 damage, but you could also just play a bunch of like really cheap spells. So, we should have one whole stream dedicated to learning how to pronounce MTG. Tier 1 Jenks, like, we just did. I've always been bad at pronouncing cards, so like some of these names are just weird. You should have heard how I originally, like, okay, so when I first started reading Drit's books, I wouldn't even try to pronounce Menzoberranzan at all. I wouldn't try to pronounce Menzoberranzan at all. When I was reading it, even in my head, I would be like, yeah, the home of the drow. Like, in my head, when I seen that word, I was like, yeah, that word means the home of the drow. Couldn't pronounce it. Wouldn't even try. I was like, I'm not even gonna bother. If there's one thing Magic players never agree on, it's how to pronounce MTG cards. Right, and the 75. I said when I first started. That didn't mean that I didn't later learn how to pronounce it, but yeah. Never a Mizzet. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's. I never got my last card. Never got my last card. Either way, though, that is all I've got for tonight. I hope everyone had fun. Thanks for, hanging out. We'll do the spoilers things. I'll try to do those, like just making up that extra time after the, all of our regular content. And if we're not on the Debs deck, then we might just like open up Arena and do that at the end of the other streams and stuff like that. We may not break it over into a separate stream, although I kind of need to right now so that we can have some Arena only streams and stuff like that. So yeah, Lana War. Yeah. Oh, Lan O War L. Is it Lana War or Lana War? Or is it Yana War? Because double L makes a Y sound, right? Like, whoa, hold on, what? Direct challenge night once a week. We can do that. We can do a community direct challenge nights and stuff like that. I guess those would be like Sunday nights. Like we'll do the community decks. We'll play those, and then if we got like when we got extra time, we'll do direct challenges. That seems fun. Yeah. All right. That's all I got. Done. I don't have anything. I don't have anything else. Guys, my name's Eric. You've been watching SideboardMTG. It was a lot of fun. We'll see you next time. No McFats. I'm really going to want to play against you after I run your no land Helm of the Host decks. Hand of the Helmed. Wait a minute. You're saying that we might have 2 separate Merfolk decks this weekend? Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out. That'll be a lot of fun. Maybe everyone will go over to the Reddit and vote, and we'll change things. But I like Merfolk. I don't hate Merfolk.